Hey guys, today I'm going to take you on a tour of my homeschool room. So, hey, if you're new here, my name's Adrian and I'm a homeschool mom of 3. I have a 7-year-old, a 6-year-old, and a 2-year-old. So, if you would like to see what all we have going on, stick around. I'm going to tell you a little bit about it first. So, we use our garage as our homeschool room, and it is a huge, huge blessing. Genuinely, we would not have room for any of this stuff anywhere else. There is not room for a bookshelf anywhere in our home. I'm sure we could stuff books under beds or something if we had to, but this room has been a very big blessing to us. So I'm going to turn the camera around and I'm going to show you what we have going on in here. So before I get started showing you all the fun stuff in here, I want to remind you that you don't need a homeschool room to homeschool. You can make your space work for you. Everybody's life and situation and the season that you're in is going to be different, and I know that you can make whatever you have work for you. That is the beauty of homeschool. So I just wanted to give that little disclaimer. I hope you enjoy this. I hope you enjoy seeing how we make our space work for us. We're going to start here. This still has a garage door. We have talked about taking this off, but it is pretty nice to be able to close this door, close off the room, and not think about it with all the mess and chaos of a playroom. And here we are. So here is a big overview of it. We have a table over here. And then if we go on this side, this is more of our playroom here and our giant TV and Mr. Dinosaur up there. So I'm going to start on this side over here. Okay, so like I said, this is our garage, and this is where our garage door is, behind this drop cloth curtain. My husband thought it was a little nuts when I wanted to put this up, but he absolutely helped me figure out how to get it all up here. I just feel like this makes it feel a little more homey instead of the so much metal and white garage. It doesn't quite look like a window, but it at least hides the glaring white door. So we have this drop cloth here and just some flashcards and some string and clips for my kids' artwork. And then over here is our dry erase board, and I have some of our fine art prints that we are talking about for art history this year. And then underneath our whiteboard is the infamous rolling cart. This is actually a very new addition. And so far, we're loving it. So on the top here, I have, I think I'm on this side. On the top here, I have a magazine holder for each child with their notebooks. I have their chore charts here. And then behind here, I have all of their notebooks for our family subjects. So things like nature study, their Bible journals, studio art that we've been doing, poetry, art history, music, and geography. So this is just, I'll tell them whatever subject we're doing for the day, and they can come and grab their notebooks if we need it. And then just a few art supplies here. And down here on the bottom, I have all of our pencils, markers, dry erase markers, what have you. And these actually go on the table on the Lazy Susan. But when we're not using them, then we will put them down here. And then on the bottom is just some trays for sensory play and some fidgets and poppets. And then dog food. But we like to keep that in the corner to hide it and not trip on it as we walk in the door. So that is our rolling cart. All right, and then we have our table. This is also our dining room, guys. We have a beautiful kitchen. I love our kitchen, but there's just no room to put a table in there. So we put our table out here, and it is now our school table and our dining room table. I got this off of Marketplace. I would love to redo it one day, but I paid $100 for this table and all the chairs, which is a steal of a deal. It is solid. The chairs are so comfortable. So right now we're just gonna use it and love it. And when I get the time and energy to redo it, then I will. But for right now, I still love it. The Lazy Susan up here is wonderful. We put all of our markers, pens, pencils on all those cups up here for the school day, so nobody's fighting over pens and pencils. And then for dinner, we can put things like hot sauces or whatever foods that we're eating up on the Lazy Susan as well. And then on here, this is another Facebook Marketplace find. This was actually free, this old entertainment center, and it has been wonderful. It's been a lifesaver. I love it. And this is all of my stuff in this brown entertainment center. And then I just have some pictures up here to try and make it look a little more homey and pretty in here and not like a schoolroom threw up. So in here is just things like my printer, my laminator. I have some paper up here, envelopes, more ink, things like that. I love that it has a glass door so that I can close it and nobody's getting into my stuff. And then down here is an explosion of craft supplies. One of these days I'm going to put a shelf in here. There are holes to put a shelf in here. I just haven't done it. But this entire bin is full of stickers. I got a bunch of school supplies several years ago from a former teacher that had passed away, and it was someone's family member or neighbor or something, and they had given it to my husband to give to me. So they are organized by topic in here in just some Ziploc bags. So these are all just some girly stickers, or there's animal stickers, letter stickers, all sorts of stuff, and then just different unorganized craft supplies, sand art, modeling clay. I also keep a whole bunch of Ziploc bags in here. I only buy the ones with the slide for school stuff because they are more expensive, but my kids can zip them closed a lot easier than regular ones. So I will use those for manipulatives or different center type materials, or even to organize some of their little toys. But I keep those in here as well. So lots and lots of stuff. All right, next we have a fan in here. Like, this is a garage. It is heated and cooled, but the garage door isn't insulated. So sometimes in the summer it gets a little stuffy and we have a fan. And then in the winter, it isn't, I wouldn't say it's cold, but it's chillier than in the house. So we'll put a space heater in the spot of the fan. And then our abacus gets tucked down here. Okay, and then the other side of this is the rest of my teacher cabinet. And in here, I have these that we just got from IKEA to set our books on. This is pretty great for, we use our McGuffey readers, and we will do copy work out of there and to hold the book open, or if we are studying something in science and I have a book that I can put up here that has the life cycle or something that they can look at and copy or whatever. These are really nice from IKEA. And then this is my version of the little teacher toolbox, or whatever you want to call it. But this just has lots of things like little pom-poms. It's got erasers. There's lots of glitter glue that they do not have free reign over. Some beads to make bracelets. We use these as math counters a lot. These are my favorite thing to use for math counters. They're just those little beads from dollar store that you would put in like a vase or a fishbowl or something. Same thing for these. We've got a couple of sets of marbles. I wanted to teach my kids how to play marbles, and then this summer my parents visited and they totally showed them how to play marbles. So that was fun. And then I just have these little clips here, paper clips and rubber bands. Some, white erase. That's not what it's called. Some whiteboard cleaner. And then this binder won't stay here. It's going to go down here, but I need to make some room. And then down here we just have some other bins of some markers, some scissors, and I have some hot glue and some duct tape and stuff back there that are my things for the kids to not get into. Some liquid glue as well. I will get that out for them to use, but they don't just pull that out. They have some glue sticks. I've got this thing I got at Goodwill, which is pretty awesome. Let me see if I can open this one-handed. So this has lots of flashcards in it. I've got some like clip cards, all my math flashcards, and then back here I have lots of other ABC clip cards, and then there's some phonogram cursive flashcards, all sorts of goodies in here. But that was a pretty nice way to organize my flashcards, so I wasn't just digging. And then down here is all just my teacher's binders and such. So this is my big teacher binder, my gentle and classical binder, alphaphonics. I have some Rebecca giant flashcards. And then this is just some miscellaneous stuff, things like these dry erase sleeves, my daughter's dot marker books. I also have some of these type books for my preschooler that I don't want her to just get into and do on her own, but I want to be able to pull them out. Tuttle Twins books, just some random things. I probably need to put some of that up so I can put this binder here. That's that teacher shelf. And then down here is just some more supply type things. So extra markers, dot markers, just some extra folders. This is actually a scrapbook that's just full of cardstock in here. And then things like sheet protectors, there's some extra markers, pens, glue, all that good stuff, just organized for me to get into. And then on this side, I just have things like these ABC acorns. My daughter's not quite ready for those, but she will be soon. And then we have the Melissa and Doug stamps, and then just some extra Play-Doh supplies there. Moving on to over here, this is also part of my teacher stuff. There is some stuff on the bottom for it, but the top is all mine. These are all my pens. I have all my wonderful friction pens, some wet erase markers, and then some highlighters and Sharpies back here that the kids don't touch this stuff. My beautiful in advance planner and my pencil sharpener that needs to be dusted. All right, and then this shelf here has the McGuffey readers, this primary language lessons, and a couple of other things that just need to be filed away. And then in here are just some math centers that I had prepared for this year, and these are ones that I want to work on soon, or we have already finished. So I'm just keeping those there. That's not all of them. I have them stored somewhere else. These are all my teacher manuals. And then this is, I just had this extra bin, so I put it in here so it would be the same. And I just have my little cube timer, my clock, some little stickers that I'll give the kids sometimes, my sticky notes, and just some tape. Nothing too exciting there. And then down here is things that the kids can get into. So in this cube shelf, there is the paint with water type books, mostly from the dollar store. And then there's smaller little activity books in here, and then the rest are activity books here as well. This is mostly art stuff or nature study things. So it's got a sketchbook for me, a couple of like adult coloring books in here. And then it's got how to draw books and my kids' sketchbooks, a big set of color pencils for me, and then just some things for paint palettes and extra rulers, that good stuff. These are some magnifying glass for nature study. So all that good stuff. And then this is just some coloring books. So these are my daughter's coloring books. And then this is just scrap paper, some extra stickers that they can get into if they want to cut or scribble, or they just need some scrap paper. And then some coloring books here. And then down on the bottom here, I have these sensory kits. I have a whole video on what all is in these sensory kits. I will try to link it below or maybe in the iCards, but there's several. This is just what I have out right now, and I actually need to swap them out, and then they can grab those blue trays from the rolling cart and put these on there. So there's about 5 in there at the moment. And then next, this is my daughter's little bin that she can get into when we're doing school. So it's got things like her little writing tablet. These are some stickers that she can get out and do. She's got a little notebook that's fuzzy. She could not resist this. She loves anything soft and pink. And then just some dry erase things, some coloring books that she can pull out, just a few different activities to keep her interested. She's got her own little pencil case, and these are really fun little flashcards. Let me see if I can open them one-handed, but they're soft little plush little flashcards. So if she wants to do something with those, she can have those as well. So that's her bin. And the last little bin over here are just some activities for my daughter. These are just busy bins. I used to have these in actual bins that were labeled for each day of the week, but she is getting old enough to have a preference in really what she wants to play with, and she's very opinionated. So I just put these things on the shelf. She knows she can get these out during school time, and then I'll also try to just pull some of these out sometimes for her. So things like lacing beads, these little peg dolls, and rainbow stackers. She's got just some scarves to play with, this little flower stem type toy, and these little city building blocks. And so she can just come in here during school time and get these. And up here, I just have this little file system. I have one for each of my children. So this is either things that I know I want to keep, or I don't know where to put it for them just yet, if I want to keep it or not. So I'll just stick it in here. When it gets full, I will go through it and see if we need to keep it or not for just their portfolio type stuff. And then we have just all sorts of dry erase boards for them. And then in here, I try to keep a couple files of things that we are learning about right now. So right now we're learning about China. So I've got a couple of different things for China in here, and then a couple of different things in here about insects. So when we're done using them, I'll throw them in there, and then I will file them away for us to use at a future time. So that is this whole side of the room. And moving over here, we have our bookshelf. So down here, I have just some extra copy paper on the floor. I don't have anywhere else to put that. And then our morning basket sits on top of there. I do have a whole video on what's in our morning basket. If you're curious, I'll link that as well. And then these are just some toddler board books. And this shelf up here, I don't know what's going on with the shelf. This used to be our unit study shelf. I would put all the books up there or activities. It would be really a cute way to display what we're doing. But we're not doing unit studies this year, and I haven't figured out what to do with it. So right now it just has our Bible study book that we're doing, our Sing a Song of Seasons, and then we were reading this at lunch, and this is just cute. So I don't know. And then we have this basket up here, and this is just random toys that are out of their home. And whenever we pull these bins out, I'll grab this basket and put whatever needs to be put away in that bin. So I don't know. I'll figure out what I'm doing with this shelf, but that's what it is for now. And then we have our bookshelves over here. I do have a whole video on a bookshelf tour, so if you're curious what's really on all of these shelves, I will link that one too. I will tell you what's in the bottom. It is in that video, but I will just briefly show you because this is more homeschool related. This is all things that are phonics or language arts, I guess. Things like some magnet letters, the spelling game, sequence letters, ABC Go Fish, these magnetic, I think they're poetry magnets or whatever. These are really fun to make silly sentences. Just some of these extra things that are more hands-on for language arts. This one is our math bin, so it has things like snap cubes, a time kit with a clock and all that fun stuff. Money bags. This is monkey balance for math and counting. And then just some more games in here that are more math related. And then over here is what I call our quiet bin. So these just have some activities they can pull out during read aloud time, or if they're done and they're waiting for my attention during school time and they're not outside, then they can just pull some things out of here. There's just some magnets that can go on the fridge. This is tic-tac-toe. There are things like this geo board, barrel of monkeys. There's this back here, the toddler nail thing, which is pretty fun. Some letter magnets. Sorry, my kids are totally playing outside and they keep ringing the doorbell. There, miss. Okay, and then next we have a bin full of puzzles, and then this VTech Explore and Learn map. This is actually pretty fun, but this was a flea market find, so I'm not sure if I'll be able to link this, but this is awesome for learning the states. And then just some simple puzzles, nothing really big. My kids really don't like puzzles, and I want to encourage them to learn them, to do them, but you know, I can only do so much. But we have some. Most of these are Dollar Tree puzzles or thrift store finds, just some simple things. And then I have these world map puzzles and the magnetic USA puzzle down here. They're too big to fit in the bin. And then this one here is all sorts of musical instruments. My husband's old drum pad, xylophone. There's some little egg shakers in here. All sorts of loud, fun things. And then my daughter's puzzles are down here. It's just on this little IKEA shelf insert, so she can pull out some puzzles if she wants to. There's this one too. This is probably her favorite one, these two-piece puzzles. All right, and then we have some big floor puzzles above that. This is my daughter's. And then tucked in this little corner in here are these fit boards, these balance boards. They're wonderful. This is the cheaper way of doing the balance boards. We have picked up all of these at yard sales or the thrift store, and they're great for read-alouds or independent reading, just to help them kind of keep the wiggles under control. And then my daughter has this Bilbo seat here. And then we go on to this filing cabinet. This was something that we also got for free. So down here on the bottom is our actual files. No, sorry, I got that mixed up. This one is our actual files. And then this one down here has all sorts of things for school. So I did actually organize this a bit this year. This is all kindergarten stuff in the front. Here's some first grade stuff, some second grade stuff. This is mostly math related things, lots of file folder games, so things like ordinal numbers and math challenges. And then I printed out a whole bunch of math centers for third grade. And then back here are different things we've done for unit studies or different Christmas things, Halloween, Easter, and then some extra workbooks back here. So this is just a way for me to be able to find them all. And then up here is all of my paper. So I've got some extra notebooks and folders up here, my laminating sheets, cardstock, just regular lined paper, this paper from the dollar store. Here is some watercolor paper, and then just cardstock, still not cardstock. And then some construction paper that I put by color, so my kids can ask me for some paper. I don't let them come in here and just get what they want because they make a mess. But they can ask me and I will give them whatever color that they want. And then this very top one is just some extra kits and things that we haven't done yet, like this growing lab. These are some big 3D monster trucks in here, different fillers for sensory bins that I haven't used yet. And then these, which I should really do these soon, are a bunch of these 3D puzzles. And we got a bunch of them from Harbor Freight. So if you have a Harbor Freight near you, I would totally go and get these. I want to say they were under $2, and they're really awesome. They could paint them and they could put them together, but they were super cheap. Then we have all of these cuckoo magnets. This is just a fun place for them to play with all those magnets. And then this one is mine that my husband got me, and it's actually really funny. My son was doing phonics one day and he read the word die, and he got so excited because he ran over here, grabbed this, and said, "Mommy, look, this is where I learned that word." This is where he learned the word die. And you know what? I'm a little proud of that because I love that movie. And then we just have our globe and a world atlas up here. This is a really fun interactive globe. My 7-year-old absolutely loves this. Okay, moving up here, I'm going to back up. So we have all of our games over here. Up here are some big sensory bins. And then we have lots of games here. The ones that are on the bottom are ones that they can pull down and play by themselves for the most part. And we have this basket here that has lots of card games, things like Yahtzee and Spot It. And then they also have their Botley that they got for Christmas last year. And then my daughter's play kitchen right here. That's lots of fun for her while we're doing school. And then I'll show you a peek in here, but I'm not going to go into great detail of what's in the closet. So in here I have lots of our art supplies, lots of paint and paintbrushes, some pipe cleaners and popsicle sticks, just different fun supplies, lots of perler beads. And then in here is a combination of cleaning closet, and this is all sorts of extra canning supplies stuffed back there, and this is all the extra toys that I will pull out sometimes. We have a big thing of train bins. There's a bunch of STEM toys, Lincoln Logs, this one's dinosaurs here, all of my extra activity bins back there. There's more stuffed back there, but we will pull these out sometimes. I like to use these for strewing in the mornings to try to give them something to do instead of arguing and running around. These will keep them busy, and they're more fun when they get pulled out occasionally. I have tried different toy rotation systems and they don't work, but if I pull them out occasionally, they love to play them. And then on the other side of the room, this is really just their playroom type stuff. We have a deep freezer here. And then I have some nature study books up here. And then we have this little ant farm. We really thought all these ants were dead, but they're alive. And then this is my daughter's shelf. So she's got some dress up toys down here, her little magnetic dress up dolls. We also have the human body one out, and just like a doctor kit and a little dog toy. So this is really just her imaginative stuff. And then these bins sometimes get swapped out. Right now there's princess little people in here, some little people cars, and this is just all of her goodies. This leapfrog tablet, which is one of her favorite toys. She normally has a whole bunch of different little phones in here, which she must be playing with, but just her random little collection of goodies. And then some Duplo Legos and a whole bit of balls. And then this is my more boy toys, but really they play with all of them. Like I said, I have tried different toy rotations here where I would put Lincoln Logs and STEM toys and then cars and magnets, and then I would switch them out after a month or two and try something different. And what I found is they played with absolutely none of it. The only things that they played with were trucks and magnets. So we put all of their trucks out, and these get played with so much. They have 4 bins of trucks, motorcycles, anything with wheels or boats or trailers, all the things. And then we have, these are both these magnetiles. We have definitely grown our collection. This is probably 4 or 5 sets of magnet tiles down here, and they love them. That's what they play with the most, is trucks and cars. So the rest of the stuff in the closet, I will just set out, like I said, to strew items in the morning, or we will pull trains out on a rainy day. But I don't go through the effort of trying to swap out toys anymore. These are their favorites, and we will just pull the others out occasionally. My daughter has her little farm, little people out. That doesn't normally sit out here, but they were playing with that yesterday. And then this big ramp, which kind of drives me nuts, sitting on the floor. But we paid $1 for this thing, and they love it. They have a blast playing with that too. And then just some of our little nature finds up here. And that's about it. I have just some decorations up here. We have our giant TV, which is nice. We can use this to play music or videos during school if we want to. The kids have an old Wii up here, an old DVD player. And then this is our back door. I'll give you a sneak peek. I'm still working out this corner up here, which becomes a mess, but it's just got things from the garden or screws and miscellaneous things. And then back here, there's no light up here, so it's pretty dark, but this is our shoe shelf down here. Each kid and myself have a cube for their shoes. The top two up here will be for gloves and hats for the winter, and then just some of my husband's things for inside, you know, bug spray and all that good stuff. Our batteries for the, what is it called? My kids call it the green vehicle, and then my husband painted it, and now it's the pink car, but their little battery powered car outside. Some pallet shoe racks for my husband, and then this up here, we just have a bunch of hooks. Each kid has a hook that they'll put their winter coat on, or like their hats here. During the summer, it has some towels and stuff on it. It just kind of keeps them in their place off the floor, and then some extra hooks for like our basket for the garden. These are some extra seeds and stuff from the garden this year. So nothing real fancy, but definitely super functional. We love it. And then I also have a laundry basket out here. This is one of the best hacks ever. This is the back door that we use all the time when my kids are going outside and playing, and they do have a sandbox out here. So we get so much sand and dirt and yuck in the summer when they come in from playing in the pool or whatever it is, then it's a mess, which is why I love this concrete floor here from the garage. It's awesome. I've given up on a rug back here because it doesn't function well. So they will come in if they've been swimming or sandbox or whatever, and they just take all their dirty stuff off right here in the laundry basket. It doesn't even go through my house covered in sand, and then we'll just wash this every week. So it's been awesome. And then also to keep up with this area, one of my kids' chores they trade off every other day is they will just sweep this area, so all the sand gets picked up at night. So that is our homeschool room. So thanks for hanging out with me and checking out my homeschool room. I hope that you enjoyed this. I also hope that you were encouraged, not discouraged, if you don't have a homeschool room. A lot of what we have is pieced together from treasures that we found at thrift stores or yard sales or Facebook Marketplace free finds, which are always my favorite. And we have really just made the space work for us. We have been blessed with the space, and I hope that it was encouraging. Please know that you don't have to have a homeschool room to homeschool. While it's fun to see how everybody organizes their things differently and how things function well for everybody's family that is different and unique, you don't need one. You don't need one, but this is what we have, and we love it. So I hope that you enjoyed this. If you like it, give it a thumbs up, and it would be great if you would subscribe and stick around for more videos. Bye, guys.